Okay. My audio is a bit dodgy. I'm not sure what's going on with it exactly.
Sounds okay.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the music wasn't clear, I think, because I meant to have some special professional audio settings done on, which I don't know how to do. Maybe I'll try for next time.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Um, see if we can share. Uh, Kirtan. Yeah, apologies, Prue. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get the kirtan together.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Shall we start the meeting at 7 now or wait a bit more?
7 o'clock. No, I think that's great, Naresh. That's a good call.
Yeah, okay.
Starting on time and ending on time, I think is good.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, welcome everybody. Um, Roshni,
Really,
Mrinalini,
Mrinalini Radhika Dasi.
really.
right, Hare Krishna Mother, Karnadakasha Vishnu Prabhu, and Naresh. Yes. Um, is there anybody not here that we were expecting? I'm not seeing uh, um, Rahil. Rahil, we were expecting to be here.
He said he would be joining.
Would anybody like to give him a call? See if he's going to be joining us.
I'm just trying to figure out how to make a call whilst be on Zoom.
Mhm.
I'm on the computer, so turn on the phone.
Do you have his number, Mrinalini,
Whose
Radhika?
number?
Uh,
Whose number?
Leave
Rahul.
me a message.
I've got them. I've got the group on, so this person will be on the group, but whether it's got his name on, just a minute. Uh, Rahul, did you say?
Yes, Rahul. Yeah, exactly.
Mm, I'm just scrolling through all the names on the group.
Seven
If you tap
nine
the top of the
nine
group,
five.
if you tap on the top of the group,
Mm-hmm.
no, there's not a Rahul listed because when devotees they put like a rave wave as they used to call it, like the thing that goes over with a near sound. Um they put
I
that
think
in their
that's him.
name, but there's nobody called that on here. There's three numbers with no name on them.
No problem.
So
I'll
it's
just
gonna
look
be
for
one
him.
of them.
It ends with 7995.
Is him. Yeah.
7995. Oh, I can't see that. I can't see anybody with that number on. This is the group is our temple in Regent's Park.
This is from the website group.
Oh, not to my knowledge on any website group. Few groups.
I'll try to get
Announcements.
I'm installing now. See.
I think it's going to be the same numbers. Sorry, I don't know how to find this person
his,
because I don't know who
his
he
line
is.
is busy at the moment, but I've left him a message.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no answer. All right. Um, so, uh, what I'm, what's, what's there for me? Would anybody like to, is there anything that anybody, would like to say, to
Yeah,
be
I just
present?
thought, I mean, I put a slight agenda on. The leaflets have come, and Prabhu Karana, so he took them to the Watford temple yesterday. He gave them to 26 devotees, and he gave them a few extra to distribute. And so we need a plan to distribute lots more. And I think he's going to take them on Saturday to the Soho Street Temple in town. So if everybody is there, and if you can spread the word around, whoever can help distribute them, at the temple or people going by, or at least we want mostly devotees and people going to the temple to have them. You know, so if somebody can help on Saturday, that will be good.
I'm there tomorrow. Is that right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I can help with that. And can we leave some at the reception too?
Yeah, I think don't know if he'll allow it, but yeah, we should be able to. What do you think, Prabhu? Karuna?
Think so, yes, definitely.
Yeah, he should be able to, yeah. And then people can pick him up, yeah. And also, people sometimes sit outside dishing out booklets. They can give them to them as well.
Yes.
And
Great.
also, another thing you discussed, Prabhu had a chat GPT session, and they said he looked at all the things that were very acceptable to the Parks Commission and the royal parks and all that, and the things they like are like farms, education, spirituality. They don't really like religion so much, so that puts us in a bit of a dilemma, and I think we have to maybe. So Prabhu's going to add teaching and farming, small mini farm to the booklet. And then once the booklet is ready, we need to distribute them. We can use that booklet to approach the royal parks and all that. And once we approach them, then we can try and use external pressure from other people, get other people involved to request it more officially, and but basically, is everybody happy with the fact that it's going to be a bit of multiculturalism and ISKCON, Hare Krishna, Prabhupada's things, and also spirituality based, not just temple. That's what it may not get accepted if it's just a temple, according to Chat GPT. I don't think Chat GPT is like the be all and end all, but we have to go by it to some extent. What does everybody think?
Um, I think for myself, Naresh, a couple of things. First, I think what you're sharing is great, and it's definitely part of what there is to discuss regarding the project. Um, I would I would think that before we get into that, into the main part of the meeting, one thing might just be worth addressing. Um, about about the time that we're starting, and if everybody's here, that we're expecting. So I just wondered if anybody had anything about our starting on time, or starting without everybody that we're expecting to be here being here. Um, the only person that I can think isn't here that we were expecting to be is Rahul, and I'm not sure if he agreed to be here, if he said he would be here. But I think it has an impact uh, um, if there are people that we're expecting to be here that are not here and haven't communicated that they're going to be here. Um, just for going forward as a kind of basis for it. Like if Resh is not here 1 week for meetings, then you know what do we what how do we do that, or um, how do we manage who's going to be here, who's not going to be here? That those kind of conversations. So I just wondered if anybody has any realizations about that, any insights that they could share about how to address that without stepping over it. Really, that's what's there.
The time of the meeting. I mean, sorry, I got distracted by something.
Say again,
Personally,
please.
I think that if the meeting is at 7 o'clock, then everybody should be there at 7 o'clock, and if they're late, then they don't say anything. They should just try and catch up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Because we
it's
can't, and I don't really the 6:45 to 7. I know I heard that in India they have weddings and they say 2 p.m. for 6:45 p.m. and things like that, but
yeah,
I'm
it's
culturally a bit different. But my spiritual master, Bhakti Chara Swami, was always on time
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing
when in
with it.
India.
Yes. Yeah. Great. So yeah, what I can hear is that when we say 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock is the time that we have agreed to start, and that we would start at that time. And if anybody has agreed to be here and is not here, then um, then they could kind of um, acknowledge the fact that they weren't here, um, and that we expected them to be here or something like that. Is that what you were saying, Mother
I
Milanini?
think that if the person hasn't let us know, could be anything happening, but the recording is there if they're just late because it's Friday night, end of the working week, dinner time for props for some. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the
Great. Yeah,
best time. It's not the best time to have the meetings actually. Friday 7 o'clock.
that's a great point. Yeah, even looking, yeah, is it actually is it a time that works for everybody? So I guess one thing that I'm also getting is that do we have a structure in place whereby we're communicating whether we're going to be on the call or not? And maybe so far we don't have a structure in place whereby we can know who's going to be on the call, who's not going to be on the call.
Karen Dockside rang everyone, didn't you? What was you?
Yes, I phoned around to quite a few devotees, and 7 devotees said they would be on the call, and 5 of them are here. Um, Rahul said he would be as well, and so did Ved. And 2 other devotees, said they could possibly join maybe a little later. But 17 devotees said they would like to listen to the recording afterwards.
Right. So
17.
yeah, sorry, Melanie.
So 17 sounds there's only 5 of us here and 17. Maybe it's because of the time, like you said.
Yes. So that's a great point. I don't know if anybody has any suggestions about what if this time doesn't work. I mean, obviously we've made it work for us, but if anybody has any suggestions about how we might look to see if another time would be more convenient, or if that's something that we would want to do.
Maybe
There
we
could
could.
be one. Sorry.
Sorry, Mother.
No, you started first, I think, Mataji. Sorry, if you go first.
I think we could put a poll out on the WhatsApp group to suggest some dates and then see which one everyone picks.
Yeah,
Great.
I was about to say the same. Because
Fantastic.
then
Yes.
devotees have committed themselves. Everybody knows they should be there. So maybe that would make a difference.
Yeah, so maybe that commitment is maybe the thing that not is not clear whether, because although Rahul did say, so maybe we can have that conversation. I'll have that conversation with Rahul because he has messaged me back to say that he can't make it, and that he spoke with Karunadak Vishnu, but he's traveling apparently. Um, so and yes, and the other thing that we could do that I'm hearing there is that we could put out a poll and see if there's a convenient time that more people are able to make. Um, okay,
Maybe yes,
great.
yes, no, this time doesn't suit me.
Yes,
Out of the
yeah,
three.
yeah. So it would say yes, I can make our next meeting, which do we have the date for the next quarter,
15th of August.
15th of August, which would be 15th of August. Um, so we would say yes, yes, no, uh, or an option to select another time or something like that. Or how would you suggest we word that, Rilanini?
Sorry. I was just checking the dates. I've got them written down from last time.
Is that Thursday or Friday?
Will be a Friday. I think we set up the dates as
Yes,
Fridays. Yeah.
it's a Friday.
I think maybe the midweek might be better for some people. I don't know. Like I said, Friday evening, everybody wants to wind down. I don't know, go out. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does everybody think? I don't know.
So with the poll, maybe we could ask if you can make it, if you can't make it, or if you have another suggestion as to what time would be, or I don't know what the poll would say.
It's usually like the question is put and you reply to the one that applies to you. Like, yes, I can come. No, I can't come. And but you could put the question, this would a weekday be more suitable or something like that? Wouldn't
Hmm.
it?
Or
Do you
maybe if it had a list of options, if we said, okay, in the middle of the week, if we had like, which day can you make? Friday
Or there's
at,
somebody else joining in. Yeah.
or Wednesday or other or something like that. If we had maybe a choice of options, that would be Wednesday at 7, Friday at 7, or
There's
yeah,
somebody
maybe if we
join.
just put those two options and see which one has the most votes. So, can anybody think of another day that would be appropriate? If we were going to offer another option, somebody suggested the middle of the week there, Wednesday. How does Wednesday sound?
Hare Krishna Shamsundarpur.
Wednesday 20th or what?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Shamasundara, yes. So would that be, yes, would that be the Wednesday before or the Wednesday after Karinadakashai Vishnu Prabhu? Any thoughts about that?
I'm easy either way. It's whatever's convenient for everyone else.
So yeah, let's say if we said Friday the 15th or the Wednesday before that, yeah, which would be 2 days, which would be Wednesday the 13th, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then put the poll out and see which one gets the most votes.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound with everybody?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Who's going to put the poll out?
You, you're in
Yeah,
charge.
I can do that. I'm happy to do that as part of creating a space for the call, and I'll do that within the next 24 hours.
Brilliant.
Okay, great. Anybody else wants to say about the attendance, about people who are attending or not attending, and about the time that we're starting. Okay. So yeah, thank you for allowing us a little moment to just address that. That's brilliant. And yeah, and again, just to reiterate, to welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time and being here. Naresh did share on the group a little agenda. Um, and I just wondered, Naresh, would you like to just go over what the agenda was, some of the points that we want to address?
It was initially just that the leaflets are ready and they're already been started to be distributed, and the other agenda, the booklet, and also the structure of the organization, the temple, have to be mixed with the educational center and a small farm to get it passed according to Chat GPT. So that is, I think, a main thing to discuss today. And then obviously later presenting the booklet and approaching the parks and all that. And I think we should not delay too much. As soon as the booklet is ready, we should present that and carry on to approach the parks and all that and other people. So I got I got a price for booklets. If it's a stapled booklet, then it's almost half the price of a bound one. So if a stapled booklet is enough, then it's less expensive. And but I think whenever it's ready, I'm happy to go ahead and get it printed. And so let's discuss the structure of the organization. I think that's the main thing because it has to go in the book that Karanadas is finishing.
Great. So the points that I got there from the agenda, to look at the booklet, to look at the feasibility study.
Yeah.
Those are 2 points. Was there another point?
The structure of the meeting, I mean, what, the structure of our temple, it can't be just a temple because apparently they don't like just religious things in the parks. They
Yeah,
don't like, according to ChatGPT, which Karunadas found out. So it has to be more than just a temple.
great. So what I'm hearing is that uh, the points was about the website. We were looking forward to getting an update on the website, how the website's developing, an update on the book or the booklet, how that's
Yeah.
progressing, and then the feasibility study, and other things related to the overall idea about how the project can unfold. So, okay, great. So, I just also just to take a moment because I'm really excited to have Shamasunda Prabhu here, and I just wonder, Prabhu, if you would like to take a moment just to introduce yourself. I mean, I am, I feel very fortunate to have your association, but I'm not sure if everybody uh, knows who you are. I just wonder if you'd like to take a moment just to introduce yourself or say anything about what has you be here, yeah, or anything that you'd like to share, really.
Yeah, hi Krishna, everyone. I was just obviously I'm here because Karen Regional Group invited me to come. I had a bit of time. I thought I'd just pop in and see what's going on. I'm particularly interested in the farm element of it, and I thought it would be something that is necessary for London in any case, and it ties into Radha Londeshvara. However, the temple or wherever the temple manifests, and it may be the catalyst to create auspiciousness for that step forward. In terms of the Manor's project was, in fact, the Manor, for example, hasn't forgotten about a temple, but it wasn't realistic to put a planning application for a temple at Manor, but we fulfilled the obligation of getting the Haveli, the visitor center, visitor hall, and preceding that was the Goshala. So there's a step was Goshala, Haveli, and actually the Haveli has been built in a certain way that the central courtyard could be in the future a temple if necessary. That was in the minds of the designing system. So it seems that the farming creates an auspiciousness about things. And I was saying to Karadakshay Vishnu the other day, that it would be a very important step that, and I reminded him that when, oh God, I forgot his name, the first temple president of the Vrindavan temple, when he got the temple, when he installed the deities, Srila Gunanava, his name is Gunanava Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada told him, he said, now we've installed the deities, now we should get cows to provide them milk. And we also want milk for the devotees to have healthy milk. So similarly, and also because in talking to Karadakshay Vishnu, his vision is also including a Varnashram college. So a farm is kind of the very suitable place for Varnashram college. Of course, Varnashram college can be any temple. It wasn't just Prabhupada's thing, only farms. It's for every temple should have Varnashram college. But a farm gives you more scope for manifesting those things. And we can see the manner is like, it's pulsating, people are thriving. And the Goshala is like, it's shocking how much revenue is coming into the Goshala because of the benevolence that the cows attract from people. I just say that thing. So I'm interested in that side of things. And I think also I come with a certain kind of cautionary, I don't know, maybe cautionary thoughts that realistically, any temple you're going to have in that location, you're only going to do some tokenistic kind of farming to some degree. You're not going to be able to, be a self-sufficient by any means of stretch of the imagination. It's just not feasibly possible to provide everything for the visitors and things. But it's going to be something, a little segment of something that leads to a bigger place. So having a farm seems to be at some point connected to this project, and it's still already connected to Radha Lundishvara anyway, but it hasn't manifested yet. There is a collaboration with HIMSA, which is fulfilling certain elements of it, but at some point down the road, there needs to be a farm for Radha Lundishvara and the southeast, and it ties in well with the London project. Just those things. I think also I come with a certain kind of, I suppose, lingering questions that haven't been answered. The group that we've been meeting with, every month we meet with some of the Srila Prabhupada disciples and some of the older non-Srila Prabhupada disciples. And one of the questions to Karadakshay Vishnu was, is it actually on the cards? In other words, he was going to do some research from Hansard. Was there a promise? Is the promise recorded, or is it all green? Is it all kind of, is this all kind of completely fresh soil which we're trying to traverse, or is there something already in agreement? I think that'd be an important kind of position to ask that question again, have that clarified. Another thing I pointed out is that I'm quite doubtful about partnerships. I think they choke your ability to express who you are and what you want to do. And ultimately, there'll be a divorce. This is my feeling, because we're very particular about how we present Krishna consciousness. And if we want to present it as we're used to presenting it, that's something very particular. It's got a very particular flavor. And whether governmental organizations want to be part of that may be difficult for them. And if you're talking about some kind of hybrid that's a blend of many things, then it may be difficult to get buy-in from, the core ISKCON clientele, ISKCON devotees, because they won't recognize what it actually is that we're trying to do. You open Hare Krishna temple, they recognize that. Other things, it's not so clear what it is. So I think I guess I'm just kind of coming to remind us about these kind of questions. And certainly Srila Prabhupada was very, as I read the leaflets, it's a wonderful thing. He was encouraging. But I think these are some kind of practical steps that we need to be clear. So I think, is there something in history that's recorded that we can call on to say there was a promise to have a Hindu temple? And are we actually the Hindu temple, the Hindu organization, to be in the running for that plot of land? Or would we likely to be nudged aside by some other organization if there was such a promise? I think that's an important thing. Again, are we starting afresh, or is it something that we can call on historically to refer to?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks so much, Shyamasundar, for being here and for bringing your experience and bringing your insight. It's invaluable. Thank you. Thank you again. Um, and yeah, I'm committed that some of those points are addressed in the meeting as well. And I think that they are, it would be difficult really to see that we can move forward without addressing some of those points. So really great. So firstly, what I think we could do is maybe hear from Karanadakashai Vishnu Prabhu, just in general, as by way of kind of welcoming. And then maybe Prabhu, if you could update us a little bit on where we are with the book uh, part of of the project for this quarter. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prue. I'd just like to offer my obeisances to all the devotees to start with. Om Gyan Timirannasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmin Shri Guruve Namaha. Thank you. So um, I can address the point about the booklet first and then address Shamsundar Pru's question about whether something has been said about it in the past, if that's okay. I also had a few other points. I don't know if I should address them here or later on. What do you suggest, Pru?
Yes, please, Prabhu. If you want to take this moment as we start out, because obviously you're a um, key kind of part of the vision and the inspiration for our coming together and exploring Prabhupada's instructions or Prabhupada's request, desire. So yeah, if you'd like to take, let's say, 15 minutes to address what you would like to address regarding the book and anything else. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I may not take that long, but it's just as a ballpark figure, I think maybe 10 minutes will be more than enough. But
Great.
starting with the booklet, I would say 90% of it is complete. I was actually thinking 100% of it is complete now and ready to print. But now I just need to add in what Nourish Broad suggested, which was to incorporate the farm and the college aspect, which we discussed right at the beginning of this project in July last year. So I will do that very shortly and then present it to the group. And if it's okay, then we can print it. So coming to the point about Shamsundar's question about the whether things have been discussed in the past, I would say yes, they have definitely been discussed with going back to 1933 when the original three devotees that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sent to London. They met with the king, King George the Fifth, and they discussed with Lord Zetland at the time, and he helped to establish the Gaudiya Mutt, or the mission at the time. And it was discussed at the time as to whether some land would be available for a temple. And so when I went to the British Library just recently, they found 130 results of government ministers and officials talking about land for a temple, but they haven't specifically found anything. They said they would get back to me on land in Regent's Park. So I haven't found any evidence of that just yet. But that's like ongoing research, which they said they will get back to me on. But just looking at the present time, the relationship between the UK and India is very prominent, and it's very much something which we should take advantage of. because I think if whatever's been said in the past, I think we have to strike while the iron's hot now, and the relations between UK and India is very strong at the moment. And as we speak, the Indian Prime Minister is in London, and so it will be really quite a good, an excellent time to put our proposal to the royal parks, and not just the royal parks, but to the King, King Charles and the government and the Crown Estate to see how that can cement the relations between the two countries. So uh, I'm not quite sure how we can go forward practically on uh, approaching these authorities at that high level, but that's just my uh, gut feeling that it's a good time at the moment. And now coming to the feasibility study, uh, I read the executive summary of the feasibility study, which Roshni has very kindly produced, and she may wish to add to what I'm saying. And I found it extremely useful and helpful. And also, the other 11 parts will fit into that are part of the feasibility study. They, they will go very well with the executive summary that she's produced so far. There's a few other things I'd like to just mention, and that is that it, I would like to, if possible, map out the other quarters using the Prince 2 project management methodology to completion so that we have an idea of where we're going for the full length of the term. And it's knowing how the whole approach will come to completion in a finite time. And so that was one suggestion I had. And the other thing was uh, another architect has come on board uh, to help us. He's a conservation architect working to preserve the Houses of Parliament. And he's very happy to help us in whatever way we need him to help us with. And so, just addressing Nourish Sethi's point about putting the proposal to the Royal Parks, I went to Chat GPT about it, and they gave a very interesting summary of how to approach the Royal Parks assessment and engagement team, and they suggested a few things to get a license and then a lease for the land, but I think that might be a little way down the line. So I think that's all I have to say at the moment. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. So great. I'm just wondering if anybody has any uh, comments or suggestions, any feedback from that. Please, Chandra.
Yeah, well, actually, it's very interesting what Karan originally was saying in terms of his research. And I think these 130 results, if they could be made available to us, I say this in the sense that, we have to see where the river flows. If the river gets difficulty one place, it moves, it meanders, but it's still flowing in a certain direction.
Yes.
Maybe that we don't necessarily have to be hard fixed on Regent's Park as a place for Radlunishvara. If this 130 references are going to give some land somewhere that's within a kind of similar distance, I think we probably feel that was a great victory. And it may not require the royal parks consent. It may just be the City of London is going to give something, or the Khan may give something. I still think we feel a great victory. We can build a purpose-built temple within close proximity of Radlunishvara. So I think if we can get access to those 130 results, that would be a very significant reference point to see what they've been saying and see if we get take any further mileage from it. not that we don't pursue Regents, but as a kind of parallel opportunity, I think anything that's available for us should be worth considering.
Accept that totally, and I will pursue that with the British Library.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's such a great point about the the location. And is it specifically about creating a temple, or is it specific to location, Regent's Park? And I think that's definitely something that is part of the inquiry here. Um, I'm gonna invite Roshni, because I think it's a kind of segue, Roshni. Just as a kind of by way of introduction, I'd just like to acknowledge that I didn't reach out to you, Roshni, since our last meeting, to create a kind of opportunity related and support you in creating the structure for working on the feasibility study, and I will do that over in the next day or two, so that we can set up an opportunity to do that. And I understand that you've already made some progress, which is brilliant. So um, I would just like to say that what I'm hearing in the meeting is how critical and key the feasibility study is in being able to address many of these areas. For my collection, the site is one key part of the feasibility to be explored, and also the location, the mapping, the kind of political, social missions in terms of the legalities of it. That's another area. But maybe Roshni, if you'd like to share with us how things have developed regarding the feasibility study, that might give us something to look at.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, so I've made a start just on the initial structure of the feasibility study, working on what was given on the old structure, the previous structure. And I've just come up with a executive summary as well. And that was discussing that with Gyanadaksha Vishnu Prabhu. So I will be posting that soon, but yeah, I just wanted to get the initial structure before I post it out, and to get everyone's opinions on that. So with the summary, we decided to go based on the educational site, so focusing on the Varnashram College section of it mainly, as Prabhu mentioned, that the park were more likely to approve it if it's an educational institute. So focusing on that, and then we've added the other parts, which includes the ISKCON temple, the Goshala, and the we have the farm, yeah, the agriculture there as well. And also we have a section for community programming, things like educational tours and cultural events included with that as well. And with the yeah, so we have 12 parts in the feasibility study, which includes the executive summary, the site assessment and suitability, the legal and regulatory factors, the financial viability, market research, market analysis, construction feasibility, planning policy and context, stakeholder engagement, the risk assessment, timeline and phases, the conclusion and final recommendations. So discussing with Gyanadaksha Vishnu Prabhu, we thought we could break these up into WhatsApp groups so that we could get a group to work on each of these sections of the feasibility study. So that's where we are now.
That's fantastic, Roshni. Thank you. Yeah, it's so inspiring to engage in the conversation. I know Shyamsundar Prabhu gave a presentation some time ago about how we could create a supply of slaughter-free milk for their lordships. And somebody was asking, how could we start that? And his comment was, it's by having the conversation, by opening the questions and by engaging like that. So thank you for opening up the opportunity for us to engage in this inquiry. And yeah, those outlined the topics that you've mentioned there. They seem right on point. Um, and I think the overarching thing of the feasibility in being able to come up with an answer, is it feasible or is it not, so that we can do the research and the survey to understand and to establish whether we can actually proceed with the project. And really that's the key point. And as the thoroughness with which we conduct the feasibility study will give us really the basis for being able to do that. So yeah, does anybody have any feedback or any comments, any questions regarding the feasibility for Roshni?
Krishna, is there any suggested amount of land that we would want?
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So we decided on 2 to 2.3 acres. So we're going to make the initial proposal with 2 acres and see if they can expand it to 2 to 2.3 acres.
Okay. I just was wondering, because I don't know anything about how many cows can fit on a ritual, how big a temple or any of that. So, thank you.
Sorry, there I said just a technical difficulty with the muting. Would you say that question about how much land it would require and what it would be used for would come under the section from of about the site the analysis? Was that one of the sections there in the feasibility study?
Yeah, so that's in the executive summary as to with the proposal of the site, and then that would be expanded within the other sections.
Great, thank you. Anything else for anybody regarding the feasibility study? Okay,
It'll
great.
be clearer when we see it.
Say again, please,
It'll
Melanie.
be clearer when we see it, won't it?
It'll be clear, yes. Yeah.
Yes, on that, I was part of the, you could say, initial studies for the Haveli, and there was a lot of preliminary discussions going on. And one of the aspects of it is identifying all the spaces that you need, and also you have to quantify it. For example, we were setting parameters. We want 1,000 people to be in the auditorium at one time. It has to be a multifunctional space. It can be divided. And similar with the Bashardam Hall. So these are kind of quantifiable figures you have to put on. How many people, again, how much each, what are all the different spaces, listing all the spaces that you're looking to accommodate, and then quantifying it. And then that starts building up. Well, realistically, what we're talking about is going to require this amount of cubic meters just for the buildings themselves. And then you have to add on all the other kind of, things that fit around those buildings and gardens and landscape. I think that, to say 2.3 acres, I think we'd be very grateful. Any kind of, and that's like 8,000, 8,000 square meters. That's a lot of space. The Haveli is about 3,000 square meters. And it's also got, surrounding spaces around it. So it's not too dissimilar. The Goshala fields, or the top field where they park the cars, is about two that size. It's not that big, actually, relatively, depending on what you want to do. So again, you talk about college and a farm, you're only going to have very tokenism. College is one thing, it's just educational rooms. But then you're thinking about how many rooms, what kind of course they're going to go on at a certain time. And so it's all part of the kind of, being clear about what it is you're foreseeing doing. And that again, that will dictate whether 2.3 acres is ample or whether actually that's going to choke us. And again, that's why, for the farm aspect, it's probably good having something in connection with this. The farm is somewhere else, but it's fed into the actual, the temple is here. The two elements interconnected. Anyway, obviously, what Roshan's done is given the broad spectrum, and you've got to really hone down those different areas, as you already indicated.
Fantastic. Thank you,
And,
Shamasun.
sorry, so another factor is that you may identify you want 2.3 acres, but if they're in other places, there may be plots of land coming up that are significantly more than that, and it may not be Regents. Regents with Regents Park. Clearly, you're trying to minimize as much land as possible because you're worried about failure. But if there are City of London plots of land that's waiting for someone to take over it, then you'd be very happy with anything that they give, practically speaking, if it's 2 acres plus or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just saying those things, but I thought that's kind of highlighting all those elements of very, 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 very interesting and very, very important. I think also again the idea of meandering. I think it's very, very important that we accept we're not going to start off the project with a clear vision of what the temple is going to look like. That's not going to happen. It's going to alter and modify, and along the way, you're going to have different architects, different things. Say, no, I hate this. No, I love this. And then you're going to do with whatever you can do. And that's the reality about it. The Goshal had 3 different architectural designs, and we went with another one. So you're not going to plan it ahead, and that can be if you design it ahead, people will say no on the basis of what it looks like, but you want the kind of concept of it. But sometimes with the concept, people want to see a building, and that's a difficulty. As soon as they see buildings, they judge the building. We want to accept the concept of it, and that's sometimes hard to get just by words on a piece of paper. Just some thought. I've been through this path a little bit with the Haveli and the Goshela.
Thank you, Shyamasundar. Yes, that's invaluable. Yeah, again, bringing your experience and sharing. That's really great. Thank you. So, does anybody have any final things about the feasibility study? Okay, great. So, the other area that
So I just wanted to add one other point, if I may, and that is incorporating the feasibility study with the website and just having that all in a seamless flow.
Fantastic. That's a great segue, Prabhu, because that's exactly the one that I thought we could address just now. Rahul, as we know, is not here, but we did meet with Rahul um, Wednesday, and we had a great discussion about the website, what it needs to be, who it needs to be for, about the dates of the milestones, when it would be ready, and things like that. It was really great. And the outcome, I would say, that we took from it is that the deadline for the launching of the website would be the 30th of September, which is the end of this quarter. And then we broke down the different parts of the quarter, the different milestones of the quarter, and what would be delivered. Those were some of the highlights that I took from it, and the issue about the content, what would actually be on the website. And we agreed that the book would be part of it, and the feasibility study. And what we discovered as well in the call was that when it actually launches, it will be launched at the same time as the completion of the feasibility study. So a lot of the research that has been taken under or untaken in creating the feasibility study would be presented on the website, and people will be able to see the research that we've done, the findings that we've done, the questions that we've engaged with, etc. And then also seeing the future, what we envisage beyond the feasibility study when we actually initiate the project, or when we come up with the answer, is it feasible or is it not, which would really be the initiation stage in project management terms for the project.
Isn't 30th September a bit late?
Say again,
30th
Naresh.
September a bit late, isn't it? It's not been done by end of August.
What we did, we we took it as a quarter,
Uh,
and so Q3 for this quarter for this year is ending on the 30th of September, and we figure that that would be enough time for us to focus on the feasibility study, and then simultaneously working on the website, because we don't have a website at present, and so how long would we want to take to do that, and also working on a booklet. So those three areas really to address in one
yeah,
quarter.
I
That's what
think the
that's
booklet can be. I don't see why you should stick to a quarter. I think booklet can be ready within a few weeks, and the website and the feasibility study would it not be possible to have them ready by 30th, 1st August. Nothing magical about quarter.
well. I mean, it's great, Naresh. It's great that you highlight that, because when we unfolded it, kind of
Yeah.
backward planning from the 30th of September, it already occurred as though there was quite a lot to do to fit
Uh-huh.
all of, like, that is designing a website, getting the assets, getting any content, video, images, getting all the quotations from Srila Prabhupada. What did Srila Prabhupada say about Regent's Park? And everything that's going to be included from the feasibility study. It already occurred, though there was quite a lot for us to be working on, to do that,
Okay.
by the end of the quarter. If there would be enough time to do that. And it was also brought out in that the website that gets launched on the 30th of September is distinct from the actual launching of the project, which would be after the feasibility studies completed. That would then give us the grounds for saying yes, it's feasible, or no, it's not. And if it is feasible, then we would launch the project initiation phase, which then is the launching of the project in earnest, which in itself would have its own website and updated content. So whilst the end of the quarter sounds like the end of it, it's actually the beginning of it, of the website, really. Um, so that's just in response to what you're inquiring there about. Does it need to be the 30th? Does it need to take as long as the 30th of September?
So basically, we're saying we can't really approach people and can't really get this launched till everything is ready. Website, booklet, feasibility study. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the feasibility study really is the thing that, that we have done our due diligence, and we've addressed some of the issues that have come up, even this evening, in terms of the site, in terms of the functionality, the the use of it, and is it feasible? Do we have are we clear about the legalities that we'll need to go through financially? Is it financially feasible? Because, for all intents and purposes, we haven't necessarily done that research and kind of costing to see what is it likely to cost, and where would the funding sources come from, and all the other things that might be included in that section of the feasibility.
We
So
have done some.
we've
Karan
done
Das has
some,
done some, but we
and
need to. Yeah. Okay. If you think we need to end in September, fine. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, and they're great points, Naresh. I love you. I love your enthusiasm. It's great.
No, no. Because I mean, Karnadas is almost ready with this book, and the website doesn't take 2.5 months, so just my thoughts.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So that was a little bit. Are there any other questions about the website and how things have progressed about that? Because that was the other area that was the third, that was another area that we touched on in our last meeting. Okay. Then so we looked at the feasibility study, we looked at the website, the booklet, Karanadakashai Vishnu has addressed. Then I think the other thing would be to open it up and see if anybody has um any any other aspects of the project, the vision, or things that we're working on for this quarter that they'd like to open up. Please forgive me, Mrilini. I will practice it. Mrinalini Radhika Devidasi. Yes, please. Oh, I can see your hand raised there. Sorry, I'm not sure if that's
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. I
great.
spoke to Karen Akshay, Prabhuji on yesterday, isn't it? It's Friday today. Wednesday, yeah, yesterday morning. And I'd understood that the booklet is 24 pages now. I thought it was more of a leaflet if it was based on the one like Krishna, the Reservoir of All Pleasure. But I was under the impression that that was just about ready to print. Is that not so?
I,
Because
I
there's
would
been some
say
suggestions about other things going in it now. It's just it's going to end up being very long, isn't it?
yes. I think you have a valid point. From I was thinking actually everything is that I wanted to say is already in the booklet and it's ready for print now as we speak. But when we considered the point about the Varnashama College and the farm, then I'm not clear in my mind how to incorporate that into the booklet. So maybe we can discuss that a little bit.
How many pages more would you need? 2, 4?
I think 2 pages would be more than enough.
Yeah. So then instead of 24, we have 26 pages. Yeah. It's not a big difference.
It would be
Okay.
28, wouldn't it? Because it's like a stapled thing of 4 sides of it. It's like 2 sides of an A4 because it's A5 pages. So it's going 16 or 20 or 24, so on.
See.
Sorry to be so pernickety.
Yes. I think I'll keep it as brief as possible, whatever the situation.
Does that address your question, Mrilini, or is there anything else?
Yeah, I was just a bit puzzled because I thought it was all done, but then there's this bit, yeah. So yeah, I understand it now. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. I think there was an initial idea that it would be printed before Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. Was that right?
Yes.
And are we on track for doing that?
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic. Any other points that anybody can see relevant? Anything that anything anybody would like to discuss further?
I think let's see what's the action plan is till the next meeting. One of them is having the booklet ready. The other one is distributing leaflets. Any other targets, milestones to be met by the next meeting?
Yes, I had one point, which was to map out the Prince 2 project management methodology to completion. It's knowing how, like Sachikumar Nimai Prabhu suggested, is working backwards from completion to the present time using Prince 2 project management methodology.
And are you meaning, Prue, now the completion of this quarter, or the completion of the project, the launching, say, the launching or the opening of the temple? Are you talking about
I was thinking of the opening of the temple.
Great, yeah. Yeah, I mean, my thought on that, unless anybody else, but my thought on that would be that the feasibility study that we're doing this quarter would really be the basis of launching, like in project management terms, as you know, and I just quote Prince 2 because that's what I studied, that's what I did, and it's a kind of recognized project management methodology, but that as we explored before, Karan Dakashai Vishnu, it begins with like in the early stages, it would be initiating a project um, and forming a project board, and the board would be made up of users and suppliers. So there is a specific thing, but that would be from the initiation, and there would be a project plan. And what I'm discovering as we go through, through these meetings, through this conversation, is that that's really all on the back of the feasibility, answering the question, is it feasible? Is it not feasible? Because it doesn't really make sense to think of creating a project management project plan for a project that's not feasible. First, we have to establish the feasibility. If it's feasible, then we can say, okay, we've done some of the research there. We've looked at the costing, we've looked at the land, we've looked at the legalities, we've looked at these various aspects of it, and we've established that yes, it's feasible. Then we can begin the project planning. So I think the Prince 2 project management in earnest would begin uh, after the completion of the feasibility study. That's my response to your question about applying the
Yeah.
project management methodology.
Yeah, you wouldn't wait till the temple is open. Yeah, you would do it soon after the feasibility study. Yeah.
Say again, Naresh Prue.
You wouldn't wait till the temple is open. You would do that soon after the feasibility study is done.
The
Yeah.
project planning,
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I understand your point completely, Sachikumani, my bro, and I totally accept that. So I understand now where the Prince 2 project management methodology fits into what we've been doing and
Mm,
what we're looking to do in the future.
right.
That's very helpful.
Yeah. And it might be as well, which is great, that some of the research that we do and some of the areas that we look at in feasibility study would also feed into the the project management, the project management documents, the project planning and those documents that are part of the actual project management from the feasibility study.
Yes,
They kind of work together.
that's brilliant.
Great. What really lights me up is that it's such Shyamasundar Prue alluded to it there, that the river's flowing and it's not so easy to determine which way is it going to go, is it go this way? And then, and that it's such a massive conversation. And I think everybody in their heart can recognize that, yes, there's an opportunity there. Their lordships, do we have a dedicated temple? What can we do there? And that we've come together to inquire and kind of like formulate, if you will, an inquiry about um, is that feasible? Is it possible? What would it look like? How would we go about bringing that, manifesting that? And especially, how could we fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desires in that regard? So, I just find the whole conversation is really inspiring. Thank you, everybody, for contributing. I was wondering, is there anything anybody else want to address? One thing I wanted to just to ask Roshni, and it's something that I'd like to follow up with you when we speak, is about if you have any vision now, and you might not, that's fine as well, about how the feasibility, the different stages of the feasibility would go in terms of the milestones for this quarter. I don't know if you looked at that when you were outlining the feasibility study.
So I haven't not thought about that yet, but yeah, I will have to get back to you on that because I was just working on the initial structure for now.
No, I totally got that. Yeah. No, that's fine to say. I'm looking forward to catching up with you and looking at that as well.
Okay, sure.
Brilliant.
I'll arrange a meeting when I've completed the initial structure.
Great. I usually use like a Google kind of availability thing, so I can send you send you a link to my Google availability, and you can let us know when there's a convenient time for us to meet, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Is there anything else that anybody would like to generate? Any questions, comments, any requests, any promises? Shama Sundarpur.
Yeah, so I think this research that Paradoxa has done, how soon can you get that information about that 130 um, information from the government? How soon can we get access to that?
Can you give me till the end of next week?
That's pretty quick.
Yes, I can do. I can work on that on Monday, and just generate in all the information by the end of the week.
Great, great.
Fantastic.
I had one.
Sorry, Brew,
I had one other thing to raise, if possible.
please.
I was thinking, you've created a YouTube channel for this project, and if it would be possible to create some videos for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Other than I think I posted the last meeting on there. Um, I'm just curious, like what type of video would you think would be relevant, or what would you envisage?
I was thinking of the previous video that was made in 2014 of a vision for London when a group of devotees from Soho Street created a really amazing video, and it's having something like that produced, which incorporates Regent's Park.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And that could definitely be that previous video could definitely be added to a playlist which can be hosted in the YouTube channel, so for reference that people can see that. And then opening up the space for being able to create videos. Um, that's definitely an inspiring moment. And we did go and take some film footage around Farley. Is it Farley Court?
Yes.
Not too long ago. So yeah, there's definitely an idea of video footage. Yeah. And I will post this today's meeting as well on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you for addressing that. Yeah, great. Is there anything else for anybody? Anything anybody would like? Anything that and as I say, any requests, any promises?
Um, my one point I'd like to ask is, when are we likely to put a proposal to the Royal Parks?
Does anybody have a response to that?
I think there were two things. One was when the booklet is writing, the other is when the feasibility study is done and the website's done, which is better. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would be my response. Is that part of the feasibility study would be for us to do the research and find out what are the different agencies, what are the different um, stakeholders that we would need to go through in order to be able to secure the land, and who would we need to apply to, and those type of things, which is one of the sections there, the legalities. So I think that
I
that
think
would.
the current DAF has already done some of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we've done some, but I think what Sachikumar Nimaipa was saying, we need to add to that and
More
go a lot more.
specifics. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because although we've discussed it and we have an idea that yes, we probably need to go through the commissions, we don't have a document really that clearly shows the research that we've done to find out which commissions do we need to go through, what permissions do we need, who do we need, and how do we go about doing that, and is it feasible for us to think, if it was, for instance, I'm not suggesting it is, but if it was so expensive that you needed to, apply for some licenses, and we thought, that's just not going to happen. We're not going to X amount. Or what was the thing that Gianni Typer, when I spoke with him, that there was an idea that we needed something like 25,000 what did they
To
say?
petition to
Petition,
change
yeah,
local
people to
condition.
sign the petition. That wasn't necessarily that it was a prerequisite for land being granted. I think it was just really a
No,
question
no,
of raising a bill in Parliament. But just
yeah.
something like that. If there was a legal thing or an environmental thing that we needed to go through, and that's the type of thing that could get addressed in the feasibility study. The type of things
Yeah,
the
that
type of
would be
licenses.
if we were refused, then we would resort to getting signatures.
If we needed to, yeah, appeal that. Yeah, that's funny. I was hearing that from Srila Prabhupada today, talking about Yamaraj, the Yamadutas and the Vishnu Dutas. And Prabhupada was saying, even in the material world, if somebody doesn't get through in one court, they can apply they can apply to another court.
We get signatures, then yeah, petition.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a great point. Thank you. Okay, great. And anything else for anybody? Okay, I think it's very inspiring that we're concluding and honoring everybody's time. As Naresh said at the beginning, Friday evening is a kind of like valuable time for everybody, end of the week, and that people are preparing. So I really appreciate everybody taking the time this evening to be here and engaging in this inquiry. Is anybody that would like to acknowledge us, acknowledge whoever's here participating on the call this evening, and even maybe people who are watching um, going forward.
I I feel I should acknowledge everyone just for myself, and
Please, through it, yeah, yeah,
but it's not something that I find easy to do. Is acknowledging everyone because I find it very difficult to speak in a group. But I would definitely love to say very much that I really appreciate everyone's presence in these meetings, and particularly Sham Sundar Prabhu, Naresh Sethi Prabhu, Sachikumar, everyone, Mrila, Lini, Radhika Devi Dasi, and Roshni. It's so heartening to have everyone here and talking about trying to move forward on this project, which uh, I've been trying to do for quite a few years. And so it's so wonderful just to have this discussion on it after all these years. So I appreciate all your presence. Thank you.
great. Thank you, Karen and Dr. Vishnu. And I think we mentioned the day. Was it? Oh, yes, we were going to put the poll out and ask people which of the days, Wednesday the 13th or Friday the 15th. Is that what we concluded?
Yeah.
Great. So the result of that poll will let us know the date of our next meeting. Fantastic. Um, I would then like to declare this meeting officially complete, unless there's anything else for anybody.
No, that's absolutely fine. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you much. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
No
everybody.
problem. Thank you.
Excellent sharing of the
Very
meeting.
good.
Sorry,
So
was
we,
that Marilynini?
Just to
Were
say
you
thank
saying?
you for the excellent sharing of the meeting with the structure that you've given it.
Hare
It could be
Krishna.
all
Thank
over
you.
the
Thank you.
place. And
okay.
also, I'm
Oh,
very pleased that Shama Sundara Prabhu's come to give his benefit of his experience managing farms
Fantastic.
and things. Goshala.
okay. I'll end the meeting then. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much,
Hare
everybody. Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Krishna.